There is something so beautiful about being so immersed in what we're doing that we forget our phone exists. This has been the normalized way of being for me over the past few years, letting most of my sources of inspiration be from things that all five of my senses can experience, like this Ayurvedic cookbook that I have been slurping knowledge from. I've been cozy in my cocoon, being really intentional about what influences I let into my life. And the answer to that is little to none. I believe that we are all capable of carving our own path without being told how we should act, who we should be, what we should believe. And I think the true potency of ourselves and our personality comes through when we spend time letting ourselves naturally unfold through the subtleties to which we gravitate towards and to the things that we know we don't like. I made the deliberate choice to stay off social media for the past few years, having accounts and tuning in here and there, but overall spending my time figuring out who I am and who I want to be without the noise. I initially chose to stay off social media to protect myself from my habit of comparison, and now I continue to stay off because I know that this is an act of coming home. There is so much life to live, and in this video I hope I could share just a glimpse of how peaceful my days are.
Wee. Whoa! Are you okay? Whoa! Ready? Whoa! Ready? Whoa! Ready?
Throughout high school and some years of college, the time that I did spend online, I've had this dark feeling that nothing I did was ever truly enough, that I was always one step behind someone else, one step behind who I'm supposed to be. All the voices other than my own were loud, and I slowly realized that the anxious insecurity I felt wasn't simply due to adolescence, but due to my presence online. When we see our peers doing something, it is not a weakness to say that we cannot do the same. When we see everyone else on social media, it is not a weakness to say that we must stay off for our own well-being. To honor our needs in this digital age is all about recognizing when we need to tune in and tune out, to connect and disconnect, to step up and step down. Most of the things that I'm currently passionate about didn't occur because I found them on social media. It actually happened naturally in real life. Universe pushed me in certain directions. I saw synchronicities and heard whispers to delve deeper. And that's how my interests came to be. And I love figuring out who I am through this soft, gentle method. Ever since I've hunkered down with this trustful method, my life magically started to fall into place. Resources that were always accessible but I never saw showed itself in my life, Places of deep community that I would have never thought of entering also appeared. This whole cooking lifestyle journey that I've been on for the past year happened not because of all of the delicious food TikToks or reels I've watched, but because I listened to my body's intuitive need to start taking care of myself better. Ta-da! It looks and smells and tastes so good. A very simple taste. I've actually never made anything that has this taste profile before, so I'm super looking forward to eating this. And I made some farro in my Instant Pot with a little bit of chicken bouillon cube. Oh, guys, no, not this one. This vegan chicken bouillon cube tastes so good with every single grain that I've ever cooked with, especially with rice. It tastes so good with rice, but it always elevates whatever grain you're cooking with. Yummy. Yay. Yay. This is the cookbook where I got the recipe from. Every time I cook something from this book, I feel so happy and really well nourished. Thank you so much. So much for this. It's real. There was one day where I was bored in my living room, and instead of going on my phone, I got curious of my environment. I started looking through this bookshelf and found a collection of books that are my mom's. And I knew that these were always there, but I never gave it much attention. And this time was different. I looked, hoping to find something that would resonate, and I did. I found this watercolor landscape book by Terry Harrison, and ever since then, I have been nurturing my love for watercolor and impulsive, spontaneous art making. When I found this book, I audibly gasped and brought it back to my room, flipping through all the pages, so in awe with the art. I mean, like, come on. I actually haven't been able to come across a watercolor art style that I liked enough to want to get good at myself until this book. And I want to share with you guys some paintings that I did. The first one was painting trees. We learned how to paint some trees over here. And then this was my second one, a landscape in forest with a path. My third one was these two trees. And then my fourth one was this doorway with foliage all around it. My watercolor art journey has just started, and honestly, I don't think I would have been able to find that special something to get me so hooked on this hobby through social media. I think that is so incredible how when we decide to put away our phone and sit with the discomfort, such as waiting on a long line in a doctor's office or maybe at a red light in traffic, if we use those moments to get curious about our environment, how much magic can we actually start to notice? How much enrichment do we start to feel because we are committed to living in the now with what's in front of us instead of escaping to a device where we know that there's instant, easy dopamine, but somehow leaves us feeling drained and depleted afterwards. Because I think intuitively we know that our soul is very much capable, is very much aware and in love with this world, enough to the point where we don't need to rely on this device for our happiness. I think occasional entertainment is so purposeful and fun, but when it comes to day to day living, where are we implementing this habit into every crevice of our life in order to run away from a reality that is actually waiting to be noticed by us? I've been walking at the beat of my own drum, honoring my inner rhythm, and living from a place of truth instead of performance. And it has been liberating knowing that I can trust my inner compass to bring me where I need to be and to walk away from places that I have outgrown. To let myself choose love over fear at every crossroad. And in my cocoon, I have developed my unique expression, my personal gifts that I can now share with the world from a place of security and not from a place of morphing for external validation. Life without social media has been feeling like a long exhale. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.